Mom struggles to control her kids and breaks down in tears. We are talking about the Claus family on Supernanny. Let's break it down.
I'm not a dummy. It's not my job.
It's too heavy.
It's too heavy for me too.
No, it's not.
Yeah, well.
Carry it.
Kayla, I don't want to carry it.
You carry it. What? Go. Go.
Control.
Go.
It's in control.
Go.
No, I'm going to be in control.
Well, that escalated quickly. We have her running behind her mom and she's all playful, like, oh, this is so heavy, here, you hold it. And then her mom is cold and stoic and she kind of turns around. She's like, I'm in control. Power struggle. And so my first question is, what do you normally do? It's not like this is something new. Don't you come home from school all the time? Do you normally carry her backpack? And I know I could tell that it's the part of the episode where Joe Frost is implementing techniques. They're watching it back during those days when she leaves. So maybe, because we already know from this family, based on the other clips, that she's a little permissive. So she's trying to build that voice, but it's like, you don't have to come on that strong.
This is what I saw. I saw a woman that made up her mind that she will not be the cart horse donkey anymore, and she was not going to carry the bags, okay? And you did really well there, okay? Then I saw a piece of Laurie that went, oh, I don't know, go back to how you normally are because this is all a bit too scary. And she started to go, you carry the bags. And she went like this to put your arm over to carry that. And you said, who's in control? Who's in control?
Saying you're in charge, I believe, shows the exact opposite, that you're not in charge, as if you're trying to convince the other person that you're in charge. Of course I'm in charge. I'm the adult, you're the child. I don't need to say that out loud. So let's redo this scenario. I'm walking, my child comes up to me, this is so heavy, and they put it on my shoulder, and I'm probably going to lean into their playfulness first by going, oh my gosh, it is so heavy. Oh, wow, it's like, it's as heavy as an elephant or whatever. Get playful with them, match where they are. Then put the backpack down on the ground and you look at them and you go, are you being silly or are you actually asking me to hold your backpack? I need to know which one it is, because if you're being silly, then I'm going to give you your backpack back and then we're going to walk because we had that little silly moment. But if you're actually wanting me to carry your backpack, then you're going to need to make a request. Do you want me to carry your backpack? Notice how I pause. Give them a moment to digest that information. Yeah, I want you to hold my backpack. Okay, so if you're making a request, this is how it would sound. Excuse me, mommy. Can you please hold my backpack today? It's quite heavy. And then I can respond. And of course, whenever I can do something, I like to help you. But I also have the right to say no because it's not my backpack. Now, the kinder you ask, the more likely that I'm going to oblige to that request. This is a skill we have to learn. Think about it down the road when you become an adult. You catch more flies with honey. And as your child gets older, you start testing them a little bit more by saying no more often and then teaching them how to deal with the disappointment of somebody not obliging. So there's a lot more to talk about, but let's keep going.
You know what? The house rules apply even outside the house.
As soon as she hit you once, you should turn around with a low-toned voice and say to her, you do not hit me. That is your warning. Any more of that behaviour and you will be losing a privilege. Get up and walk away. Don't allow yourself to be the punch bag, okay?
Don't allow yourself to be the punch bag. Say it again, Joe. Say it again. Yes. If at any point during the conversation when you are teaching a skill, your child begins to be abusive, either physically or emotionally, conversation is over. You look at your child and you go, hey, I'm trying to talk to you right now to teach you something. The way you're acting is not okay. This is your warning. And then if it's an older child, you just turn around and walk away and leave them with that backpack. As long as they're safe, because this is an older child, there's no conversation. Continuing to engage with a child who is being emotionally or physically abusive is reinforcing that negative behavior.
I told you I'll help you. No, I've been very patient with you. You've taken advantage of me for so many years.
The fact that mom began to walk, and when the daughter threw her backpack in front, she just simply walked around it and kept on going. I was like, yes, mom, go, go, go. But then mom being like, I'm not going to let you treat me this way anymore. You've been treating me like this for whatever. Can we not emotionally regulate yourself? You are the adult, right? Just, you don't need to say anything. Just be quiet. Your actions are speaking volumes.
You did it! High five! Ouch! Stop it. You lost serious privileges.
Okay. What's going to be vital is that you continue to do what you're doing, because then you will set the pathway of stability and normalcy for her, and she'll recognize, well, this is how it is.
I probably wouldn't have rewarded her with praise, because what you praise, you reinforce, which is what is repeated. And I would want that whole scene repeated. The only reason why she carried her own backpack was because she was forced to, because mom refused to be emotionally and physically abused. And she was like, peace out, I'm going to walk on my own. Okay. So be careful where you praise, but I get it. Mom is practicing. Practice makes progress. She's learning about positivity. She's learning about positive reinforcement. She's just maybe using it in the wrong arena, and that's okay, because practice makes progress, not perfect. None of us are perfect. The only reason why I know a lot in this area is because this has been my whole adult life. I was an educator before I became a mom. I work with children who have behavioral challenges. We're talking about ADHD. We're talking about autism. We're talking about just kids who are just strong-willed and very difficult, okay? I know, and I've practiced, and even so, I still want to grow. By you watching my channel right now, every time you see an ad, I get a little portion of that, okay, from Google, and I'm taking all those pennies and I'm putting them toward education. I'm going to be going back for my master's. I'm super excited, so thank you for supporting the channel. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, hit the subscribe, and let's finish off this clip.
No, you don't get to watch TV, so don't even get any ideas.
Leave me alone. TV is part of free time.
Maybe when you didn't lose a privilege. Now, if you keep up the good work today, then I will take the TV out of your
Come on,
house
you
tomorrow.
cannot take it away for the whole day.
I can't?
No, you can't. It's not fair. I get to watch TV.
When do you think? Right now? Because it's free time?
Yes.
Let me talk to Dad.
Oh, come on.
In that moment, I might have even used 1, 2, 3 magic. So initially she started off right on point where she goes, listen, I know it's hard, you don't have the TV, but we're going to try again tomorrow. Something along the lines of that. She was trying to think of the future. But then he started to get whiny. When you have a child that's whiny, that could be a warning and a consequence in itself. I understand you're having a hard time with this. I need you to fix the way you're speaking. I'm more than happy to sit with you, and you could talk to me about how much TV means to you and how hard this is, and we can make a plan so it doesn't happen again, but I'm not going to be spoken to that way. And then the child continues to whine and continues to complain and continues to blah, 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 blah. You're going to go, that's 1. Try again. That's 2. Try again. That's 3, and then you just walk out. You don't need to have this conversation. That could be a consequence in its own. I'm not engaging in this. I'm not engaging in this whining, blah, blah, blah. Whining. Doesn't it make like all the hairs on your body stand up? I hate whining.
5:30 and you're not done with your homework.
Stop it.
You were up till midnight
Now
last
you
night.
just made me miss a whole game.
Ow!
Sorry. Now you just wasted some perfectly time on it. Leave me alone.
I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'm not strong enough. I'm not gonna be able to do it because they won't respect me.
Oh mom, this is a lot, because we are not just dealing with whining. The whining we count, bada bing, bada boom, we're good to go. When it comes to a child hitting you, it can't be the same response. I'm not going to count a child, that's 1, please don't hit mom. Absolutely not. This is a child who is, how old is he? He's in 5th grade. 5th grade. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Your child needs to hear it in your tone, Your child needs to hear it in your voice, and you need to remove yourself. You do not continue that conversation.
So they may have won the battle, but you certainly haven't lost the war.
I don't know why you were giving up at that moment. In the beginning, you have to toe the line, just like Joe's saying. I mean, you got to stick to what works. Even if it feels like things are coming unglued, you have to stick to what works. And that's these things. And not let them pull you in this rubber band 10 direction thing anymore.
There wasn't really a response on Joe Frost's part about specifically the physical hitting, but I do agree with the sentiment that both Joe and Dad are saying, which is just consistency, consistency, consistency. And I do want to say something now, thinking back to what I just said before. When I say it's an absolute no with hitting, I don't mean that you then give more negative attention to it. I actually mean that you give even less attention to it. So if a child hits you, you don't then lose your ever-loving mind, because that's attention. Negative attention is attention. There needs to be skills here. I mean, I would sit with, after I did the absolutely not, I would sit with that child and go over like, these are things that could never happen. You can never put your hand on anyone. Unless you are physically defending yourself, you are never to put your hand on someone. So when you feel super angry, what are you going to do with it? Let's practice it. Let's work on it together. You can have that conversation later, but make sure that when you're stern about something that you absolutely do not want to happen, you're actually less, not more. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because I find that parents get in this wheel of, as the child escalates, they escalate, and then they're getting negative attention, and then it's reinforced. When we show our children how to manage their emotions and cope with stress, we give them the tools to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. I'll see you next time.